everyone, it's Julia. I am working on a color comfort sweatshirt. This is the color blue jean, and it is the style 1566. I want to do a nautical themed on this, and I have this really cute fabric with little anchors, a navy blue fabric, and then I'm also going to be using some macrame cord, and this is 100% cotton cord. I have some deconstruction to do first. I want to do an asymmetrical cut at the neckline, so I'm off center and I'm cutting down approximately 3 inches, and this is going to be folded back and form a triangle. For the bottom edge, this is the side seam, and I want to have more wiggle room, so I'm cutting up approximately 6 inches on each of the sides. I'm cutting out that seam. And doing the same to this other side, and just again cutting that seam out. And then for the cuff, or the bottom of the sleeve, I am going to remove about 6 inches. So 6 inches including the cuff. I'm just using my rotary cutter for that. And doing the same for the other sleeve. I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and do some stitching on it. I'm going to secure that triangle at the top, hem my sleeves, and then also finish off the vent or at the side seams. I'm just by straight stitching, and I'm going to take you to my sewing machine so you can see how I'm going to finish those. I just have a straight stitch on. I have all-purpose thread in the color camel, which matches that macrame core that I'm going to use, and I'm just edge stitching straight down and then across this triangle. Now this is a very secure knit sweatshirt, and it does not fray. So it just still has a raw edge to it, but like I said, it's not gonna fray. And for the sleeves, I'm at the vent right now at the bottom. I'm gonna do the same way. I'm just gonna edge stitch, turning and going back down. I am not stitching into the ribbing. It just doesn't, the stitching does not lay right. It just kind of stretches a little bit. I don't like it. And so I just stop and start before the ribbing. And then the hem of the sleeve, I'm not double folding this. Just like I said, it does not fray. Just turned it back once, and I'm stitching that into place. And doing the same to the other sleeve. Now for the embellishment. I have a piece of a 2.5-inch square, and I have heat and bond light that I've ironed on the back of this. I've also ironed some on the back of that navy blue thread or navy blue fabric. And I apologize, you can't see I'm off screen here, but I'm just adding a couple of the triangles to the top of the neckline, and you'll see that in a little bit. Adding a couple of the triangles at the bottom, right above that bottom band, and I'm only going to do that on one side. And then for this sleeve, I'm going to add a little triangle. I cut a couple of the triangles down, just folded them and cut them. So they're a little bit smaller triangles, and I'm going to put those approximately, I'd say 5 or 6 inches from the bottom of each of the hem. I'm going to just add that to the other sleeve as well. And I'm going to mark this, and I'm marking right in the center of those triangles. And I'm going to be using my punch, my big bite punch, and I'm punching a hole right where that mark is. Removing some of that fabric from the back. It doesn't quite completely punch, so usually a little bit of fabric to remove. And then I'm going to do the same for the neckline. I am going to punch a couple holes, one there and one right at the neck band. And again, I'm punching. the bottom edge too. And I'm back to my sewing machine, and this time I have my free motion foot on. And I'm doing the sleeve first, and I just put that sleeve around my open arm. I have my feed dogs dropped, and I'm doing all the moving on this, and I'm just edge stitching each of these little appliques. And then for that circle, I'm going to go around, or that punched out hole, I'm going to go around and around just to reinforce it. And again, I'm at the neckline now, just edge stitching, and then going around and around that punched out hole just to reinforce it. I'm going to do the same to the bottom edge triangles, edge stitching, and then we'll circle those punched out holes. And then it's on to adding some of the cord. Now, I thought this cord really looked nautically like, I don't know, I just thought it was going to add a fun little detail. So I'm just going to cut a length of it, and from the back, I'm going to punch it through those holes. I'm not going to tie them together at all. I'm just going to knot each of the ends and just let them dangle. You'll see it here. And then cutting off any remaining part that I don't want it too long. And then for the sleeve, I did roll that sleeve up a couple more times, and I'm going to just tie it. So it's going to have a rolled up edge. And then for the top as well, I strung it through from the back and tied a knot. And again, this one's going to dangle down. I hope you enjoyed this, everybody. I do have some pictures at the end. It's very simple, but I think it's just going to be fun for summer, just with a pair of white shorts or something. Hope you enjoyed this, everyone. We have a chance to create. Bye for now.